You're a farty lady.
Farty?
Yeah.
Farty for the party.
Like, she's funny, so because she's hot, and you're not supposed to be, you're supposed to do what hot chicks do.
Yeah.
But she's a comedian,
Right.
So she breaks that barrier. She's on stage going, oh, fuck. My balls is totally moving, new and improving. Not that we get back home. I got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is probably nice? Probably not even bad. Don't be a bad mom. Thank you. All hail the king of the West. Almost played my old outro. We were going to leave before we got here. So I apologize to everybody that I don't have a smoke machine. I just realized that not having a smoke machine has probably made it pretty difficult to listen to that intro. So I apologize.
We've been fighting with one arm behind our back this whole entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like our cowbell. We need more smoke machine, man.
But we will.
Yeah, so next episode, look for the smoke machine. And then obviously my vocals will rise because everybody's rises in a smoke machine. That's kind of how that goes, which is why I've made a huge mistake, and I apologize. I don't know why anyone's listening. Apparently they're not. Jessimae Peluso is here, so she still likes me.
Well, I'm
so
going to
that's
leave
cool.
because there's no smoke machine.
Yeah, yep.
I was promised a smoke machine.
No, you weren't.
I was.
Did you promise her a smoke machine?
I may have promised you a smoke machine.
And I arrived, and guess what? No smoke machine.
I mean, I've got it. It's just going to take a minute. I could turn it on after the show.
Burning food on the stove does not count as a smoke machine.
We could
I've
boil
got
some
it.
tea. Will steam suffice?
Tea? That's like the gentlest smoke machine ever. That's like the smoke machine for a 90-year-old woman.
Yeah.
It's a pleasant smoke machine for sure.
I feel like
A
like
hint of chamomile through
It's like
the air.
Murder, She Wrote, pyrotechnics.
I
okay
messed
with
this
that.
up. I was going to say the F word. I just censored myself.
Why?
Oh, because it says
you
on the wall,
usually
a
don't-
giant sign, don't say my favorite word.
Don't say spaghetti because we don't eat that here.
I'm going to have to look like you guys.
Do you need to eat spaghetti? Like,
Yes!
if you don't eat spaghetti,
does.
will you die?
Oh, absolutely.
Wait,
You're-
if you
you're-
don't eat spaghetti ever again, you'll die.
You're being racist against her people right now.
You just
See? When you say that,
you hit
See
yourself
what-
in the face. With
we need a slow-mo of that for the
Yeah.
promo. You probably can hear me going, oh,
oh spaghetti.
SpaghettiOs.
oh, spaghettios.
Yeah.
There, now does it feel better?
Yeah.
Now we look like a band that is going nowhere. You guys come check us out. We're going to be in
No one's coming to
Albuquerque this
check us
weekend.
out.
Rockin' VFW halls.
We're
We're
gonna
going to be at our VFW hall.
We're gonna be in Portland.
We are going to be in Portland.
That's actually real.
Which one?
Oregon.
Oh, that's dangerous.
The Jason Ellis show is gonna be there.
The good one.
That fits. That's a good
And
good
I'm
vibe.
doing stand up there, and I'm guesting on other people's shows, and I'm going to the skate park to skate with some comedians that skate
And definitely some meth heads will be there as well.
because it's Burnside. Do you know Burnside?
I don't know Burnside, but maybe I've been there and didn't realize that's what it was.
It's a concrete skate park under a bridge in Portland.
Oh, that sounds hard to miss.
It's pretty famous.
That sounds like you would know exactly what that was if you were there. And I would have no reason, nothing against that. It sounds like
It's
fun,
pretty
but
famous. Like I think it's in Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like it's a legendary skate park.
Is
that
it?
skaters build.
Oh, cool.
Like Cancel's not doing nothing, and bunch of core dudes were like, so what? And just started laying down transitions up against these pylons, and now it's like a total giant skate park that's actually pretty decent. Well, it's really good. People love it.
You said a bunch of skate words that I don't know. but
I did.
it sounds like it's fun. There's
What
pylons.
words did I use that you didn't get?
Pylon, I don't know what that sounds like. A snake.
It's not a skate word. That's a bridge word.
A pylon? I never heard that before
Like,
in my
what's
life.
the thing that holds the bridge up? Big concrete pylon, right?
I would call it a pole stick. But
Yeah, but it's a. What,
but yeah,
what
I
about
think,
when
I
it's
think
like?
the technical term is a pylon. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I never heard that before, so thank you for that.
Yeah. I wonder if that's got something to do with skateboarding because
No.
we're not usually
No,
we
it's
don't
a thing.
usually live under bridges. We're pretty dirty, but
Yeah.
that's not where we live.
It's a football term. It's a lot of. I could think of 3 different ways you would use it. None of them have anything to do with
All right,
skating.
I'm just an effing idiot.
Would you use it in a stadium? Like, would the pylons be holding the stadium?
In football, you know
This is
when
such a good
you know when they score
Sorry,
the,
everybody.
you know when they score
no
the big
smoke machine pylons. I know. He's
you know when they
gay.
score the big touchdown and there's those orange things standing right by the entrance of the that I think that's called a pylon.
Right. That's what they.
And then when everybody jumps on top of somebody,
a pylon?
that's a pylon.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm hearing a pylon. Oh, okay. That thing's a pylon? Isn't
No.
it just
no,
a
that's
cone?
that's a cone.
That's a witch's hat
I'm glad we cleared everything up.
in Australia. Hey, in Australia, Google witch's hat and. Then,
Everything means something different in Australia.
Yeah.
There's the. I was.
Well,
taught
everything
about
means
fanny.
something different in every country.
That's true. But Australia
didn't-
has fun ones. I feel.
It's getting ruined though
Why?
because social media. Everybody knows what everybody does.
Do you think there's an over connectivity and a negativity to the over connectivity?
I think there's a negativity to being attached to the world because of how many people, like the ratio of happy people versus unhappy people. You know, you just get bombarded with bitter, angry, jealous people that are jealous of somebody else pretending to be this thing that is you're either successful and you're taking photos of your face and how cool your car is. You're not that happy. I've met you. You're not. Some of you are, but I've also met people that have no money and don't take photos of their face that are also just as content. It's more like how you adjusted to life. It's not really, it has nothing to do with that other thing, but because of that other thing, social media and all that stuff is just people showing their worst side. So it's like if I move to Australia and I find out that you call it a witch's hat and a napkin is a
A serviette.
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 It's like you
Cute.
now that you're all linked on social media, dick has rubbed on you, and now you're a dick because everyone's like, that's probably blah, blah. You know. It's just so many people that break down what everybody else is because they're bitter that. You know, Kim Kardashian doesn't really seem like she's that talented, and it looks like she's the queen of like America, and that probably makes Jimmy that eats ramen noodles pretty pissed. So when they take a photo of their face with a car in the background, that's nobody's really positive about that. Like, look what you've done for what you've had a chance of getting. That's pretty cool. No, it's more like stop showing me your cool shit because you've been raised in a society of bitterness. Everybody's bitter.
Maybe it would be beneficial if instead of doing what we sort of do as like a societal norm, take introducing somebody. When you introduce somebody to somebody new, it's always with the greatest attributes. This is Jason. He's got a great podcast.
Oh, wow, that's a good point. Yeah.
Well accomplished
Even the Portland thing,
MMA,
they were saying
BMX, all
you're going
that.
to go to the skate park. And I was like, I'm cool to go to the skate park, but I don't want you guys to announce that Jason's going to be at the skate park. Like, everybody should come see Jason for his skateboard talents. I'm 51 and those talents have diminished. And I don't want that pressure. And I don't feel like it's right for the real guys for me to show up at Burnside and be like, hey, gather around Jason out. I'm like, no, dude, you had your time. Gather around like several other guys that are there that are going to be way better than me. I don't want, it's not justified. And I don't want it. And I also don't like that you show up to the skate park where you're special. Like, I had my time.
I am going to show up like I'm special.
You can.
Okay.
Lead me to the pylons.
Where are the?
She'll say.
Show me to the pylon.
I'm
wench."
hiding in the corner with a hoodie on and just cruising around, not trying to do that because I had my time.
Jesse, what is your greatest athletic skill or feat?
I'm really good at pop shot at Dave & Buster's. Thank you. I'm
I
solid.
thought she was going to say something else for sure.
Yeah.
But
What?
I don't know. I feel like you've
Pop
got more
shot is
talents than
is
that.
the cap of my athletic ability and my athleticism.
I feel like looking at you, you could have like gone.
I like it when you say that.
You could have gone to.
What? Say what?
When I look at you, I think it's just funny.
I feel like you could have gone to states in volleyball. If you told me that, I would believe you.
I was terrible at volleyball.
Yeah, she'd be good at, what's that one when you throw the sack onto that board with the hole in it?
Cornhole?
Yeah.
What do you call it in Australia? It probably has.
We don't play cornhole.
Apple bottom. What's it called in Australia? You guys don't play cornhole?
Lame.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
They call it sack hole.
We don't play it.
I think the country where drinking is a sport, I would think day sports are fun. Like cornhole. That's a day sport for day drinkers.
They don't do the. Are you sure that they don't do all of the little
I'm not sure.
solo cups and everything now?
No, I'm not sure.
Throwing ping pong balls in there.
Yeah. That seems like a vibe.
I thought they just peed in their own mouths or something.
Are you checking your emails?
Text messages for the show.
Oh, what are they saying?
People are listening to the show.
They're watching us live right now.
I figured that's what happens when people are watching live. There's interaction. What are the people saying? Are they going to come see our band?
They just want to send some love.
Oh, that's sweet. That's real sweet.
People trying to fix things that can't be fixed.
Well, to
But
finish
I
my
appreciate
thought,
everybody.
The good attributes, I feel like people should introduce with their worst attributes because then there's less to live up to.
For example, hey, I'm Jessimae Peluso.
Yeah, you do it. Tell me you just be honest. What are my worst attributes?
Oh man, that's way more stress than doing me.
Why? Why is it? See, that's the problem with society.
I got it.
That's why we're unhappy.
I'll tell you what's wrong with you.
Because-
When I look at you,
What?
I just want to say that.
No, not what's wrong, but just like worst attributes.
You're a farty lady.
Farty?
Yeah.
Farty for the party.
Like, she's funny, so,
Yeah.
because she's hot, and you're not supposed to be, you're supposed to do what hot chicks do.
Yeah.
But she's a comedian.
Right.
So she breaks that barrier. She's on stage going, oh, fuck, things fart, and she says disgusting, this is what I look like when I'm the most disgusting thing that I can try and look like, and she tries to shove her chin into the back of her neck and make herself look hideous. That's not what a pretty girl usually does.
Yeah.
And depending on who you are, I know dudes where that would be not cool. But for me, I'm a weird guy, so I'm like, well, I don't even know if it's a weird guy. I feel like you're confident. Like, I feel like a pretty girl that doesn't want to put her face in a thing that doesn't look perfect is an insecure lady.
Yeah, it's
And
like
you are just like, she has a bit where she's like, she does this thing. But she's like, why wouldn't you be into me? I don't know how, I can't remember how it all goes. But in the end, she's selling herself with this. She starts, and like she's crawling around like a creature, making this weird,
Do you
insane.
approve of this impression?
Yeah, it's pretty spot on.
She walks around squatted. It starts acting like a wounded seagull or something. Like just, and she's like, right? That's confidence.
I like that because to me that's the opposite of like. Do you ever see a girl take like 35 selfies of herself?
Yeah,
Because she takes one and that one wasn't right, and she doesn't know that you're watching her.
Have you ever
That's
taken
great.
a selfie with one of those people and then they make you redo it over and over again because
Honestly,
they keep pointing out to you what is wrong in each photo?
I can honestly say no.
Yeah, good for
You haven't had to do that with a
No.
friend.
I got gay friends.
I don't hang out with selfie people, but I did. I don't know.
Okay, that's
a
a bumper sticker.
I may or may not have.
I feel like
heard the first robust fart I've ever heard from my wife this morning.
You did?
Oh wow, this is
can't
groundbreaking stuff. Why didn't we start with this?
Yeah, we should have start with the fart.
There was no
always.
smoke machine. It just threw me off.
Yeah.
I'm fully discombobulated.
No, the first loud one that I heard Katie do, it's different. It's
I
like,
don't-
wow, you didn't try to.
Well,
that's
here's the
just-
thing. Here's the
that
thing.
was blatant.
Because the kids, we just like
Blatant.
the kids are allowed to come into bed with us, but they have to like sleep first. And sometimes that means they come in at 5 a.m, and sometimes that means they show up at 12:30. But the daughter more than my son, who's older now. But when I woke up this morning, there was 4 of us in my bed.
Wow, that sounds fun.
And I thought I was it's so good, never gets old. I thought I was the only one who was awake. And then I heard like a proper and I find it hard to believe that my daughter would be capable of such
I don't
an act.
think she could.
It's possible. My son definitely could, but we're pretty much already down to 2 suspects. And I was like, I could call it out and go, okay, somebody's got to own that. But I was like, but I think I know who did it, and I'd rather live in oblivion.
So did you not identify?
I never asked. I have to assume that was her.
Is there a clicking sound?
There's some very faint backgroundy stuff. Nothing
I mean, that was a plane. You heard that, right?
Hold for plane.
You can't hold for plane. It's
Hold for
constant. We live under where they take off. It's constant.
There's an air traffic controller on their roof.
It's
at all times.
insane.
Sounds like those air traffic controllers are asleep. A lot of accidents
insane how
and
loud
near
it is.
misses happening.
Yeah, I feel like this is people complaining that the audio's clicking, but I don't hear it.
I hear nothing.
I don't hear anything either.
It could just be like there's so many links in the chain of audio that it might be happening after it leaves here and goes out on YouTube is how people are.
He's the only one, but
Maybe he's just constantly letting little farts out.
Yeah, maybe there's some mouse clicking.
Maybe he's got a Babadook.
yeah, everybody else seems to be happy with it, but he wants to stop because of the clicking.
I mean, that would be annoying if you had incessant clicking in your head.
It'd be terrible if you had a Babadook in your closet.
Don't we all kind of have a Babadook in our closet?
Might have a Babadook on the show.
Theoretically. Mm-hmm. You might have a Babadook on the show? Mm-hmm. Like soon or now?
No, it might be Babadooked.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Yeah, I don't know, unless that's just like a Kevin fan or something. Everyone else doesn't hear the clicking, but I guess you should probably quit, you know?
I
Quit
like
with
clicks.
the click.
Yeah.
You like what?
I actually prefer my podcast extra clicky.
Yeah.
You know, that's just me.
Yeah. I don't know. I like your shoes.
Thank you very much. These are the ones I wear every single day because they're comfortable.
Yeah,
I'm
they
a
look like
creature
they
of
are.
comfort.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's interesting to try and feel this weather in LA.
You've been working out.
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got-
Why?
You got slim, huh?
No, I'm still the same.
You look like
Wait.
like Whitney Cummings has. I saw her at a roast, and I'd met her before, and then I saw her at the roast, and I was like, "Holy shit! You got shredded." Getting shredded is like, and once again another thing that I respect from girls and guys, because it's one thing to be in shape, but to be shredded, you really go on the extra mile, and there's sacrifice in shredded. I don't know many people. I do know a couple people in MMA that they just eat like fucking fast food,
Oh.
and they just have a 8-pack no matter what they do.
Yeah.
I've met a couple of those, but most of us are, you know, if you have a snack at night, you're gonna not have abs in the morning.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah, but you look like you've really, because you were already, you know, not fat in any way, but you look like you've really leaned out. Are you running or something?
No, I actually it's
Like your arms look shredded.
I'm in looser clothing. So every time I wear loose clothing, people ask if I've dropped weight or if I'm slimmer, but I've literally weighed the same and have been the same since I was 17. I'm convinced I have a tapeworm and I'm just not going to check into it because the amount
Hey,
of
if
food
it
I
doesn't
eat.
kill you, go for it. It's pretty convenient. I wish I had one.
It's expensive, but it's great for bikini season.
I don't really eat that much right now, so I'm losing weight. I got hurt, so I can't work out, and I don't really sleep that much or eat, and that's been pretty good. I'm looking a little leaner every day.
Jesus. Sounds awful.
Yeah, there are fringe benefits to
Just saying, it's not all bad.
intense depression.
Yeah.
Yeah. You drop
You
pounds.
don't go to the gym and you still look good in the morning? I can get down with that.
Yeah.
I've been sad skinny before.
Who needs
Yeah.
Equinox? Just get depressed.
Yeah. I found out I got a membership to Gold's Gym in Venice.
You just got one, or you have had one?
I've had it for the last 3 years, and I didn't know.
Have you been paying into that?
$60 a month.
I'm surprised it's not double that.
Man.
What do they do with the money? They must like put it into the tents that are surrounding that gym. I feel like they
I
just
think
build
they give it
tent
to Arnold
city.
Swasernegger, which is totally fair.
There's
I
the
hope they
tents
do.
are surrounding
I
that
feel
area.
good about it.
Does Arnold Schwarzenegger still work out there?
Yes. Yes, he does. He still goes.
He walked into a restaurant I was at R&D Kitchen on Montana in Santa Monica, and he walked in and I didn't recognize him right away, but he just had this aura about him.
Yeah.
That man he's magical.
Yep.
You can just feel it emanating off of him.
Yep, agreed.
Have you ever met him?
No, Catherwood sees him all the time. Mike Catherwood had met him as a child from his dad taking him to the gym. And then every year they do some charity thing. And Arnold always talks to him.
And Arnold's vegan, isn't he? I think he's vegan.
He might be one of those people who like edged in that direction. I feel like that's not all that uncommon for
Especially
70 plus celebrities now.
Especially
Yeah.
if you ate meat and did steroids for 30 years, your body needs a break. And I feel like it depends on who you are, what you're looking for your body to do. But as far as I can tell, when you get older and you're trying to duck cancer and stuff, if you're not plant-based, you kind of don't care. Because it's pretty obvious to me. Like, I've got doctor friends that have their hands under x-ray machines every day, all day, and a lot of them get skin and hand cancer from being under the x-ray. And this guy, plant-based, 100%, swears on it, will not dodge it in any way, makes smoothies and all that stuff, and doesn't have cancer. And his friends have died in front of him because of it, because of their hands being under there for so long.
There might be something to it, but I also know that Arnold Schwarzenegger has pet ponies, and I think that's what keeps the cancer
Donkey.
away.
He has a donkey, and they eat food together.
I mean, what else are you going to do with your donkey?
I seen him have a sandwich, and then the donkey had some of the sandwich, and then they kissed while they were having a sandwich at the table.
Yeah, open mouth kiss a donkey.
I like that guy.
Donkeys
he
are
rides
also
around.
vegan.
They are?
I would have a donkey if I was like 70 and rich. I would love to have all the animals in my backyard.
Yeah, that's
I
what he
don't-
has.
I
He's
don't-
got a bunch of animals, and he rides around on a scooter in his backyard chasing his little pony or donkey or whatever it is. He's got a couple of them.
I don't
Someone
think you gotta
says
be rich to have a
audio
donkey.
is perfect, and it's nice to see you in good spirits. Hody ho, diddly do.
Audio is perfect.
Yep, Blaine says doesn't hear anything. Everyone else says it's fine. So I hate to say it, bruh, but it might be you.
Unplug your headphones, blow in the hole, plug them back in.
Man, but you might be right saying something like, not everybody's got it. Every now and then there's a link that's not doing him any justice.
It's entirely possible.
But it's not us, man. We fixed it. Right
Maybe
now,
it's your
fixed.
connection, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got a weak connection.
Yep, people love everyone loves the audio. It's great. Wolf Knife, Shaft Driver from the Burts. Love you, Big Daddy Jace Cakes and Jessimae. Spaghetti you, Tully.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, that's fair.
Spaghetti you?
Yeah.
What's that? What's the backstory on that?
I thought I just invented it with you.
Oh.
Don't say spaghetti.
Oh, I see. That's what we were saying. So
Yeah.
spaghetti is the interchangeable swear
Yes.
word.
Yeah.
Don't
Like,
say spaghetti.
I am gonna not you, Jessimae, but somebody's listening. Your mother. I'm gonna spaghetti the living bajingos out of her.
Bajingos.
Yep.
See, now those sound fun.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what bajingos are. I know what a pylon is now. Pylon? Pylon?
I don't think you do.
Is that what it is?
I don't
Pylon?
think anyone does.
What do you mean?
Thank you, Katie.
Pylon or a
No,
pylon?
let's poll the people.
Yeah.
And don't lie. You know how people like to act like they know?
Yep.
Just be honest.
Yep.
Did you know what a pylon was? And maybe because this is your audience, they're like, yeah, bro, fucking Ooh.
Are you making fun of my? Are you making fun of my?
Spaghetti
Stop!
pylon.
Just keep going. Are you making fun of my accent? Listen, spaghetti face. Are you making fun of me?
Katie and I always, I
Yeah.
can connect with Katie's. You don't
Hey,
even
go
be that
spaghetti
close.
each other while we do a
connect
show,
through a
right?
wall.
I'll spaghetti both your mothers.
Spaghetti
Seriously.
doesn't help.
I'll film it.
I need the slow-mo of me hitting myself
Yeah, don't worry, you
in
get
that
it.
moment. Isolated, please, and thank you.
Oh, God.
I spaghettied up. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh. I mean, since I wore smiley socks, does that help?
That was big. Seeing as how we can't see them.
Someone says a pylon is a cone.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, wait, what? It's so weird. I defined it 4 different ways, and I think every single one of them was wrong.
You know
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been this
I'm
wrong
still
in
with
my
you though,
entire
Michael.
life. I'm
I
kind
don't
of
care what
stoked.
they say.
It's this, apparently.
Yeah, see, big concrete pylons.
It's the
Okay.
thing- it's the thing that holds up power lines.
Thank
What?
you.
Wait,
Thank
what's
you.
the thing next to it?
That's like an ancient Egyptian
Pylon.
piece of architecture that is also a pylon.
Told ya.
I don't think you told us anything.
I said a big concrete.
I don't see either of those holding up a highway. I think you spaghettied up too. Just admit it. It's okay. We can't all know everything. Our brains are,
I know what a pylon is. I don't know everything. I know what a pylon is. And that is a building that has concrete pylons holding it up. So I am right. You could easily put some concrete up against the pylon and make transition, and then you could skate it.
Okay. All right. Look, live your life.
Do we have a definition?
Yes. A usually massive gateway, an ancient Egyptian gateway.
So gateway. So I think out of the 7 guesses in this room, we're all 0 for 1.
So I just want to make sure that my questioning of what that wasn't out of the realm of possibilities.
I didn't even think we were just looking at a picture of an ancient gateway. It was a power line.
There was a few power lines, and then there was a very ancient gateway. Like that looked like this sort of thing you walk through, and 2 creatures are on the side, like never-ending story, and you don't know if you're going to survive. Atreyu style. That's what that looked like. Those are probably pylons.
There's also like air traffic stuff that is a pylon.
Yeah, that was none of our guesses. Nope.
A post or tower marking a prescribed course on a flight for an airplane.
So far from what any of us said.
Wow.
Yeah, we all had no idea.
Huh.
I was the only
Speak
one
for
who
yourself.
admitted not knowing what it is. Everyone else was very sure about their inaccurate.
I was confidently incorrect.
Great
I
title.
still am.
A traffic cone is also on the list.
Hey, one for 20.
I think Jason got that one.
No, that was
That was a guy.
that was a lady. That was
No,
a
but you
lady.
said that
No, I sure didn't.
confidently. Would you say confidently?
Confidently incorrect.
That's great. That needs to be a memoir title.
Dana White was confidently incorrect about America's appetite to watch grown men slap each other.
He won't stop telling everybody that we love it. You know that?
Well, nobody loves a good slap like Dana White. We all know this.
I see why he likes Trump now, because he
'Cause
likes
if you just say that something is
Yeah.
true, it is.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's huge, and I'm like, but everyone else says the numbers are not, and he's like, oh, it's never been bigger. It's awesome.
Yep. Or my name's not Slappy White.
I think it's the most ridiculous. I don't blame. I'm not trying to get mad at Dana. I'm just somebody gets slapped and they get put down, and then the other guy gets up and slaps him and gets put down. What are we doing?
I thought we were
Like that
talking about-
can't go for an hour, right?
This is
I don't know what we're talking. I thought it was a domestic abuse charge.
May as well be. It's so stupid.
well.
Didn't he have that?
In the case of Dana White, it arguably ought to have been, but we're actually speaking about he slaps both professionally and personally, and there's this league that he brought to TBS where like a bunch of videos went viral of like Russian seeming people standing there. It looks like an arm wrestling competition, but instead they're just slapping each other. So he made Power Slap and put it on TV, and the ratings were. I think there's like 106 cable channels now, and in the final episode of the season 1 of Power Slap, it came in 106th
So
out of 106.
This is
But
a guy
it's-
who allegedly also slapped his wife.
allegedly, it's
Same.
on video.
Yeah.
How? Okay, we don't think there's. This is
But
problematic.
the worst part about it is he's tying it in with the UFC. It'd be different if it was just slap fighting, and then everybody can do whatever they want, watch it or not watch it. But it's directly in line with UFC. One of the announcers of the UFC, who was the UFC middleweight champion, is the announcer of slap fighting. And it's like,
This is why women will never get true equality, because a man slapped his girlfriend and then turned it into a career, like created a
oh,
whole
it dropped,
industry
it dropped
of
at the
slapping.
same time.
They had to delay the first episode for a week or two
Yeah.
for the heat to cool off from his
It
domestic
seems a
incident.
little fishy to me. It seems a
The
little.
same guy that said females will never fight in the UFC. And then,
Right, so
and
why
then the
should
female
this-
got popular and he
so
signed them all up.
crazy to me. It's the same thing like people continuing to buy Chris Brown's album. He slapped Rihanna, like literally slapped a woman, and we are just condoning this behavior. He shouldn't be able to have an industry called slap if he slapped his girlfriend.
Yeah, but
I've-
not even a suspension, didn't do anything to himself.
That's problematic. Do you
Yep,
think that's
right?
problematic?
Yeah, a lot of people think the same thing that you do that are in MMA.
He
Fighters.
he sounds like a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's just a
I don't know
a
him,
mean
but
he's a businessman, and sometimes when you're a businessman you have to get down and dirty, and I think he likes that. I think he
Well-
can get. I think he can get real mean. I think he grew up in a world of, from what I hear, is some mobster kind of lifestyle because he was in boxing promotion first, and those are some tough guys. There's some slimy dudes that will do you dirty in the worst ways imaginable, and he's from that. So
I thought he had this great reputation. I don't know much about him, but from what I've heard here and what I've kind of read and what has circulated
every
in the news
time I
about
ever
this
talked to
slap,
him, he was the nicest guy ever.
so was Cosby.
Yep, but it just seemed like he also, like, he didn't like Tito back in the day, and he hinted. I look, I don't know this for sure, so it's allegedly, but
All this is allegedly.
Dana White says, some fighter champion guy comes to me and tells me he's gay. What am I supposed to do with that? I think it was Tito, because I know that Tito's anti-gay because he's a Republican or whatever, but. I've heard Tito's a little bit like Jason sometimes, and maybe he's grown out of it and got it taken care of, or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Taken care of
I don't know what
at
you
one of
call
those
it.
camps.
But I think that at one point he was a little confused, maybe from partying and stuff, and Dana was not supportive in any way. He was like, "You're out of here," for saying it.
Oh wow, Dana sounds like he might benefit from a camp of sorts.
Yeah,
Just a camp filled with
I think
women
it works
who
perfect
are,
for him.
What?
The way he wants money, he wants power, and he obviously wants fame, and he's got it. And does he find it hard to sleep at night knowing that he screwed people over? I don't think so.
I don't think people like that really have
I
a
don't think
problem
he
sleeping
feels
at
like
night.
right. So then, for him, I don't see it being a bad life at all. It's just if you're his wife, that seems like a bit of a bummer sometimes. But you also get to go on cool vacations. It's just sometimes when you go on vacation, if you argue with him, he's going to slap you around a little bit.
Wow.
So if you're cool with that, that's cool too. Yeah.
I think the only thing that should slap you on a vacation.
She slapped
is the
him first.
ocean. She did. It sounds like they could use some love.
Well, there's the other thing. I heard that allegedly he might sleep with a lot of other people, and to the point where a lot of other people know about it. So I would assume it wouldn't be too difficult for his wife to know about it.
Oh.
So I think it's probably not as easy as you think.
I'm blown away, and I'll probably lose sleep over the slap of it all. The fact that he has. So did he create this?
It's already been a sport.
So
I shouldn't have said that.
It's been like a viral
It's been a
phenomenon.
thing. It happens in Russia all over the place. Has been for years.
I've seen those viral videos.
So he bought one to bring it through the UFC to bring it to the masses.
And UFC said, "Yeah, this is a good idea."
He is the UFC.
That's right. That's okay. He's that
So
guy.
this is all his.
Right.
And then accidentally at the same time he got caught on video slapping his wife right when it was about to come out. It was almost like, maybe the gods are trying to tell you something, don't do this. Because I think he's lost a lot of respect in the MMA community. And I know that, the casual fan, which is mainly all of us, are not in approval. Like whenever he posts the slap fighting, most of the comments are about how stupid it is.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not on the fringe on this one.
Yeah. But make no mistake, there are people that are like, hell yeah, I can't wait to see Jimmy, the slap guy, knock out somebody again.
Well, I think it's unlikely to at least be on the same cable home if there's another season. Objectively, it has not been the success that he envisioned or that he promised. And yeah, the timing of the two things is ludicrous. It reminds me of when R. Kelly, the first video came out of him relieving himself allegedly on an alleged underage person. And like the same week, he released an album called Chocolate Factory.
That's right. Look, I feel like it's bad. The bit that I don't like is it's bad for MMA. I feel like
Bad for everyone.
mixed martial arts is like a thing that you're supposed to study and practice and love and learn how to respect your fellow man and your opponent and not be an asshole. It's about being respectful. And now you bring this to us, like, we also like slapping fat guys with beards. I don't know what that is either. Like, why does everyone have to have a beard because you're fat? Like, just show me your chin. Anyway. But it makes
I think it's natural slap protection.
If you're a regular MMA fan and you see that, Dana White loves slap fighting and Michael Bisping, who was the UFC champ, is the announcer, you're like, oh, all MMA guys probably slap each other unconscious every night, right? which makes MMA guys seem stupid. And
What do you think he's going to do here, Mike? Oh, I think he's going to slap him real hard.
Yeah. This
Very
next one.
limited announcing. It's very limited.
Yeah, what are you
He's
going
to slap the
What are you
crap out
gonna
of him?
say? Slap the crap.
Man, he really got slapped on that one, you know?
He's behind. He's definitely going to want to slap harder
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah, what's You've currently been slapped 3 times. What's your plan?
It could have been the greatest marketing scheme of all time.
It kind of is
The-
for us to laugh at.
The domestic slap, and then
They have girl ones too,
I saw those.
but I don't think I don't think Dana's doing girl slap in his organization.
Right. 'Cause
Oh, really?
Women
I don't know.
slap.
I haven't seen it.
Gorgeous ladies of slapping.
I feel like women invented the slap. It's kind of what our
Yeah.
our go-to fight move.
It's pretty smart in a street fight.
It's also kind of, I feel like if you get open hand slapped, it hits different. I feel like it's much more of a injury to your soul and your ego than a punch.
Well, if you're a big guy or you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy to knock somebody out with a slap.
Have you ever slapped a man in the classic style?
No.
Ever thrown a drink on somebody?
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
I don't remember, and I attended bar for like a decade.
I feel like these are the perks of being
I'm not
a
a
lady.
violence isn't my reaction. Violence isn't like my modus operandi. When I get angry, I retreat, process, and then come back verbally. That's how I react.
That's
I'm not
smarter.
a violent person.
That's probably a way more convenient existence.
I think it definitely causes anxiety. I'm not saying that we should be violent, but there is a physical and physiological benefit to
People that are quick to
Physicality.
go might get the jump when it happens, but they're also doing it way more than your average bear.
right.
And I feel like somebody that is in slap face, push and shove altercations, 6 to 7 a year, I don't want to hang out with you.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I got slapped by a kid in middle school. Open hand slapped, and I got knocked out.
Oh,
Yeah, this was in like,
cool.
this was Lincoln Middle School in Syracuse, New York.
How old does that make you?
What's 8th grade?
13,
13?
14?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm walking down the hallway, and all of our lockers lined the hallway, and it's early in the morning, and I'm just walking, so beep and bopping, walking down the hall, and I kind of turned towards my locker, and somebody tripped me.
Were
And
you beeping bopping in a like cocky way or
No,
something?
just like happy and
Okay.
just how I am, like
Yeah.
bubbly and
Having a good day.
having a good day. What could go wrong when you're 13 in high school? Everything's so great then. You got chimples the size of mountains and your boobs are uneven and you don't understand your body and things are bleeding. So it's such a great time.
Wow. I never
And-
heard anybody pitch it like that.
Pitch it. Yeah, pitching
That sounds-
adolescence.
that
You just
sounds-
made my first girlfriend seem really gross.
I know, right?
That's my charm.
Yeah.
And I get tripped and then I turn around and no one would own the trip and I realized it was this kid. And I kind of playfully shoved him. And I was like, why'd you trip me? And I like shoved him.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I felt this tap on my shoulder.
Oh, no.
And I looked and I saw him
He was
wind
already
back.
winding.
He whined back.
And knocked you out.
Yeah, I was knocked out. I came to and all the kids were surrounded me on top. And this one kid was like, yeah, you deserved it. You deserved it.
What?
And then I got suspended for like 4 days.
For being knocked out.
Yeah, and he didn't get suspended at all.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I could say what the situation was, but this is a very tender climate, so I won't say anything beyond that.
Were you being racist?
No, I don't.
Was he a Kennedy? Like,
Yes.
I don't understand.
He was a Kennedy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
It's either that or a
Jessimae.
Sasquatch. Right.
Why did you push me, Jessimae? You did
He
a
was-
lot of impressions.
He was Katharine Hepburn.
I remember that.
He was in a wheelchair. But that's the only time I can remember a slap, but I didn't get the slap. I never saw violence in my household, so not that is a direct science, but there was no slapping or punching or violence of any kind. So I didn't even consider that as a reaction. My sister, on the other hand, kicked a hole through our drywall because I was dancing to Michael Jackson's Thriller album a little too loudly one time. So she might be the one. Sorry, Em. Love you. She's a great mom.
Yeah. I don't think I ever punched my brothers. Pretty sure I didn't do that.
I've mentioned this before. I
You lassoed someone?
threw a pretty substantial set of like heavy scissors at
Yeah.
my sister, and they
Yeah.
briefly got stuck in her leg.
Okay, now that's something we might want to open up.
Yeah. Oh, they're fine now.
The scissors?
No.
Or the sister?
Their relationship.
I was standing by a coffee table almost exactly like this one over here, a low, wide one, and I was shorter then. I was a kid, and she shoved me, and I was up against it, so I immediately toppled over backwards over it, and I
you
just
lost it.
reached for the nearest item and threw it at her, and that just happened to be like a pretty.
You
big-
didn't sense that it was scissors when your hand grabbed it?
I was in a blind rage.
You did.
What a
you
convenient
knew, dude.
argument.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You knew you were trying to throw scissors at your sister.
Also, is there not a band called Blind Rage? That's a real oversight.
Why do
Should
you
that be
keep
our
trying to
band
start
name?
bands all
Because
day?
we all have band shirts on.
Oh.
His shirt
a lot of
literally
money in-
says the band.
Who is the band?
They're a great band.
They're the band.
Who's the band? Seriously.
Oh, the band was a band. They had toured with Screamin' Jay Hawkins, and then they became Bob Dylan's backing band. So everybody just kind of knew them as that's the band.
Okay.
And then when they made a record, they're like, we're not going to come up with a name. We're just going to be the band.
I kind of like that.
You probably know a couple of their
Do
songs.
they sing?
Yes, they do. 3 or 4 of them.
You've got great Purple Rain shirt on. A rendition I've never seen. It's awesome.
Hey, Michael got it for me.
It's
A
great.
listener sent those to us.
So
It's
cool.
Prince and Slayer. Purple Rain and Blood.
I mean, come on.
See what they did there?
Let's have a party.
Right?
Yeah,
They
that's a
should do that
vibe.
concert.
Purple Rain and Blood. That's basically what it's like to be a teenage girl.
Wait, he died?
Prince?
Prince
Yeah.
is-
Was he overprescribed as well? I know that was
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, but wasn't Prince as well on that sort of
Didn't he OD
medicinal
on the
elevator?
plane or something?
I think he may have ultimately been
Allegedly?
responsible. I think it was Mr. Brownstone. First you do a little, then a little wouldn't do it, so a little got more and more.
Oh, so he
Ow,
was doing
ow.
drugs, you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He was a teeny fella, too. Probably didn't take too
Hell yeah.
Right.
Probably didn't take too much to get him high, or what are we talking about?
I'm just saying.
Wouldn't take too much to fit him in your vagina?
What?
What are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
no. Just the fact that I just called Prince posthumously a teeny fella felt wrong, as I said. But he was a teeny fella, right?
But he was a giant.
In his field.
He was a giant personality.
Right,
So when he came in the room, he was huge.
for sure.
You never thought to yourself, "Whoa, he is so little."
Did you ever meet him?
Nah.
Oh, okay, but that's probably an accurate description. I would imagine that's how people felt. Do we know how much he weighed?
Yeah, 125 pounds.
Are you serious?
I don't know.
That was so confident.
Yeah, I know.
I think he weighed 125 pounds.
I'm an actor.
What?
I've been in movies.
Spaghetti off.
I have.
I was
I've
just
been
kidding.
in several
I was acting
movies.
back with
I was
you.
in one yesterday. Had no pants on, but it was still a movie. I was in it.
All right.
Talking pictures.
All right.
I did some acting too.
That's
Oh,
not
really?
annoying. And Katie goes, "That's not annoying."
Oh, did you do a scenario?
Yeah. I was a
Did you-
neighbor and I had to knock on the door and he answered and I was like, "Hey man, the music's loud." And he's like, "Oh, my bad, bro. I'm just watching porn."
He's like, "My bad. Can you turn your boner down?"
Yeah.
Did you have to act like you didn't show up there considering the possibility of having sex with
Yeah,
the guy, but then
yeah.
all of a sudden just being around there, you're like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's masturbating in front of me, so I was like, "Do you need a hand with that?"
oh.
That's how that goes,
Yeah, masturbating is pretty tiring work.
right? Just
Teamwork.
trying to be a helpful neighbor,
State Farm is there.
but great acting though on my behalf. I'll say.
That's good. You have to have confidence in your art.
Yeah.
It's half the battle.
You're
Yeah.
overqualified. Your IMDb resume overqualifies you for porn
right.
acting.
What happened, Katie? How much did Prince weigh?
112 pounds.
He's real fast.
Isn't that still put him a whole like weight class above Randy Rhoads?
Very fast.
I'm 125 pounds.
He was so much faster than you, though. He would slay people on the basketball court.
Are you serious?
That's what I heard. I never saw it
Yeah.
first eye.
I feel like if Prince ran by, you would just see a purple shadow, just like purple glitter,
I heard he schooled fools on the court with heels on,
like RDJ type heels or like actual like
Prince shoes,
pumps. 'Cause
pumps.
Robert Downey Jr. had like a little, like a door.
Yeah,
Are we all
Shiv.
supposed to know that he's just RDJ now?
Yeah, well, you don't know RDJ?
yeah. I didn't know what you were
Come
talking
on.
about.
Well, pile on the bus and get with the no.
That one made sense, I guess.
Pile on the bus and get with the no?
Katie's the only one who gets me every time.
What do you mean? I get it.
No, you do. She just gives
I
it
don't
more
get it.
than you do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Speaking of maybe a little bit gay, you familiar with the music artist Diplo?
Yeah, is he
No.
a little gay?
He says he is not gay.
Okay, well, that's a little gay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He says he's gotten a lot of blowjobs and he can't be sure where all of them came from.
That's some of my stand up right there. If you didn't know, if nobody knew, and you could just somebody could come over and give you a blowjob and leave, no questions asked, would you do it? And if you say no, well, you're lying to yourself because it's gonna be good because they really want to. Not everybody really wants to when they do that.
So if you say no, then you're lying, and if you say yes, then you're gay. Which means
Yeah, but you're not.
everybody's-
That's what I think. I think if you were to get conveniently blown by a man and then they leave and you don't have to talk to them or be their friend or anything, a lot of guys would find that pretty convenient. You just can't shake the fact that you did a gay act an hour ago and you probably freak you out and make you depressed and stuff. But really, why are you depressed? Because other people know that you might have the gay because of this, half the world is like, if you do something like that, you're gay for life. That's it.
I'll never fight the
You've got the
UFC.
gay. Yeah. All that stuff happens if you do the gay. But if you knew that it was just a thing to get off,
Yeah, it's interesting.
that's because that's all it is.
Right, just a
If you want to marry
moment.
a man, you're gay. But if you just wanted to get a hand job off somebody and like I'm getting a massage and you're like, hey, let me just relieve that.
I agree.
No questions asked. What's wrong with that?
I agree.
Well, if you don't want to do it, great. Just
Yeah.
the same as a dude goes to a massage and the lady says, can I jerk off? And he says, no. Cool. Dude says yes. Cool. Doesn't matter what's in their pants. To me, it doesn't, because I don't care about you.
That should be the Men's Warehouse new logo. Doesn't matter what's in your pants. I still love you.
Yep.
Put us on.
That's how, yeah.
That should be the Men's Warehouse. You know those...
I should be a men's warehouse.
You should be the new voice of Men's Warehouse.
Well, there you go. That's my new job.
I guarantee you. You're going to like the way you look.
I'm going to make you gay.
I guarantee spaghetti tea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not gay, a little gay, it's okay.
I guarantee it.
So you know what I'm talking about? Those commercials?
Oh, my goodness.
I'm
You're
Jason
gonna-
Ellis. I guarantee you're gay.
You're going to like the way you're a little gay.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a solid.
That's the one.
That's advertisement.
Yeah. Silk suit. That silk fabric on your...
And
up
a little
against your man.
handy on before you leave.
Yeah.
Bob's your uncle. Not gay. Just a little bit.
My Uncle Bob?
A little bit gay.
Maybe.
It's good for Bob.
Good
You
for
have an Uncle Bob?
I don't, but
Oh, I do.
you do?
I
Is
do.
he a little gay?
I did.
Uh-oh.
Nah, Uncle Bob's all man.
God.
Well, can't gay men be all men
he's
too?
old man.
Uncle Bob fought in Korea.
Wait, you can't be old man and a little bit
No,
gay?
that's exactly what I said, and that's what I meant.
The gay community is going to come after you. The manly gay community is going to come after you.
Wait,
By
isn't
the
that
way,
me?
the clip with you and Dr. Drew is so wonderfully
Aw.
put.
I love
It
him.
was so funny. You know the one I'm talking about, where you talk about him looking more gay than you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep.
That was
he
just
does.
so, well. It's a poignant observation, and it's also a conversation about how society views people and
Yep.
the need for labels and how labels actually limit our ability to see people.
Yeah.
Which is the irony of having a label. I get we need identifying factors to be able to survive and all that, but it really is a limitation with communication and connectivity of
You see it in
your
people.
other person.
You know, just because just because of your sexual orientation, you start leaning towards doing things that all those other people do. It's like, just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't have to be whatever a gay man, whatever you think a gay man is, or whatever you think a straight man is. I don't have to be anything I don't want to be, and I can also be anything I want to be. You don't have to like it or approve of it. I don't care. I'm not trying to live in your fucking fish box. Fish box.
Fishbox will not be at Coachella this year.
That's a bummer because I've always liked those guys.
Yeah, they were great. I think
Bit
we have one of their
stinky, but-
T-shirts somewhere.
I prefer the earlier stuff
Yeah, right. Don't they all?
before they sold
Has
out.
anyone ever got better?
Yeah,
Like they had a hit and then later on they had a real hit.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Wait, Rolling Stones were crap at the start?
Yeah.
No.
There's not one crappy Rolling
just-
Stones
you're-
song.
you're just gonna dig in on this.
Yeah, you
Well,
didn't-
I
you didn't
I
know.
think of them as one of the
What's their
greatest
first
bands.
album?
Number one.
It's called Number One.
Yeah, look it up. It tanked. That's why no one knows about it.
You are
Right. Everyone got it
full of
with number
spaghetti.
2.
Yeah.
No.
Katie?
I'll Google it.
The Bee Gees were around.
You guys go bleed off somewhere.
The Bee Gees were around for like 10 years. They started off, they sounded exactly like the Beatles.
Yeah, okay.
And then everybody knows.
Yeah.
They got better.
They did.
Did they?
Okay. Yeah, they did.
Yes.
You got to let it go. Bee Gees had a thing. Does it sound gay? Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that. But is it awesome? Yeah. You see on the Grammys, the Indian song?
The Oscars?
Yeah. It's that weird Indian
I've heard
vibes.
wonderful things about that movie and that song. I've neither seen
I didn't even
nor heard
know
of.
it was a movie.
RRR, right?
Is it soundtracks that they get Oscars for?
There's like a bunch
I don't
of
know this
dudes
category.
dancing.
Well, they do best original song.
Score. Got it.
Yeah. And
The
that's
two
why
singers like peel off to the side of the stage while these other two dudes become the front dancing guys. It was confusing. It was like they were the singers, but they weren't trying to get all the fame. It was like
Interesting.
they hired, and it was like weird to have the stars of the backup dancers be two guys. I'm like, that's not an American decision. We wouldn't do that here.
Where it's like culturally different.
Yeah, because they weren't saying they were gay. It was just two guys with the stars of the dance team, and the girls were in the back
That's kind of fun. It's a new story.
with two guy singers. So it was an odd pairing, I thought. I was like, wow, that's weird, And they weren't trying to say anything. But it was also a really weird song that I would never be into. But, that's what I'm trying to say. I could appreciate it. They were skilled. Everybody involved was doing something that you wouldn't be able to do. You got to put some work in for that one.
Yes.
they won, I think.
Do I want to drive in my car to that tune? No.
So the first Rolling Stones album was self-titled, but the second one was called Number 2.
See?
And
What
the
do you mean,
first-
C? You
I
said
stand
one.
corrected.
And the first one was very unsuccessful and had no songs that we would
No hits.
recognize on it.
She doesn't need to look it up. There's no hits.
It says right here, there's no hits.
See?
Oh, man.
See? What was the songs off of that you recognize?
Like Street Fighting Man.
from the first album.
The first was the Garbage song, because it was total garbage.
Yeah, that one was pretty
See?
bad.
Yeah.
Trash. Was there anything else that is still a staple in our culture today? The songs from that first album, Katie?
Slippery Garbage. Anybody?
No.
No. Didn't
Wow.
think so.
See?
Yeah, those guys
Stand
really
corrected.
It's amazing they survived to a second album.
I'm not even convinced they're alive. I think those are taxidermied creatures, and someone's, making money off the estate.
I will say that if they wanted to stop touring, we could. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards have morphed into something that is so puppet-like that I think if they didn't care to traverse the globe anymore, we could just have Mick and Keith be Rolling Stone puppets.
Well, they actually
And
are.
they
Those
could-
are Jim Henson puppets.
and they could just keep touring.
That's what those are.
Yeah,
They actually are puppets.
right.
I would go see the puppets version of that.
I think I'd probably pass.
Well, that's your
I don't like
prerogative.
puppets. I don't want to kill puppets, but I don't want to hang out with puppets. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like that they have a curtain that they come up in and how they pretend to be friends with each other. I don't like that they don't have legs. And I don't like all the stupid hats they wear. And I don't like how some guy's head is way different than the other guy's head. It's like they're not even the same human race. And I don't like the crowds because it's usually losers.
The crowds, the
Yep,
puppet crowds.
children that are going to grow up to be losers and then loser parents.
Oh wow.
And I'm pretty much against puppet shows. And like they can do whatever they want in the privacy of their own home, but I don't think it's fair that the kids see a puppet show.
The puppets.
Yes.
So maybe Tennessee, instead of banning
I wanna ban
drag shows,
puppets.
they could ban puppet shows
Right, there you go.
because they're dangerous to children.
They both
I disagree.
We got to put a stop to it.
Yeah, puppets are dangerous for children.
Because they'll do things like they'll be like, and kill themselves. And if your kid's watching, he's going to kill himself.
Well, the most
You ever see a
famous,
puppet kill himself?
the only puppet show.
It's like the only puppet show I ever saw.
The only I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know if this is the same thing that
He
I
was
was
drinking too.
That I was going to bring up. The only puppet show that I can think of by name is the one where the guy just beats up his wife.
That might have been it. Does he stab himself after it?
His
that-
name is literally Punch.
Oh, I did see that. Punch and Judy.
Is that a real puppet show?
It's
Yeah,
like the
that's what I saw.
most famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
is
like
it for children?
It was all
Man, it'd be sad if it was for an adult.
the only children's entertainment for like 600 years was Punch and Judy shows.
Yeah. Oh no, it was an adult show. Before we had movies, we all gathered around on the street and watched puppet
Oh
shows.
God, people with puppet
Yeah.
boxes.
They had morphine.
Then I'd watch the puppet show.
That's what I'm saying,
probably.
man. A bottle of morphine, be like, bring on Punch and Judy.
Wow.
I've seen this 75 times and I love it.
Encore.
Even more every time. Yeah. Bring out Punch again. Yeah, it sucks.
So you didn't like Sesame? You didn't have Sesame Street growing up?
Sesame Street is different.
It's different, right?
I'm
Yeah.
sure you had your own Australian.
No, we had Sesame Street. We knew
oh,
that
really?
there was no point trying to match that. That was high level.
Yeah, you can't compete with that.
Big Bird. You're not gonna. Who's no one's better than Big Bird?
Snuffleupagus.
Elmo. Snuffleupagus was one of my favorites.
The Grouch.
I loved Animal.
Grover.
He was probably. I think Animal was my favorite.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then when I had kids, I liked Elmo because my daughter thought he was cute. So did I.
Elmo's hiding something. There's
Yeah.
he's too nice. There's something underneath there. There's an anger.
Oh.
I think Elmo should enter MMA.
Bert and Ernie are gay, right?
It has been widely alleged and assumed.
Like,
Yeah.
how else would that work?
Right. They were
Like
living
in the 60s.
together.
In the 60s, did a lot of guys do that?
It was a very, it was supposed to be like a platonic
Yeah.
roommate situation.
Yeah. It's like married people that don't sleep with each other, same as that. Like married people that have 2 different bedrooms.
Yeah.
That sounds like a way to keep the marriage
Isn't that your-
working.
Bert and Ernie definitely. No, it's not me. Bert and Ernie.
No, your parents.
They have as they didn't when I was a kid. They started.
But they do now, right?
Yeah, somewhere around 80. My dad started sleeping in the other room.
Does it snore
Wow.
anything?
I'm not really sure why, to be honest with you. I think it might have just been to have more room in bed.
At 80?
Something like that.
Wow, that's an interesting, just to make it that long in the same bed and then to just,
There was no falling out that I'm aware of. It
Sounds
wasn't
like
like,
there's a falling out.
now I'm taking to my own chamber.
it sounds like there was a falling out. Sounds like something happened.
Maybe dig on another show. Jessimae, you guys do have a show together. Maybe you can get to the bottom
You
of
can
that.
get to the bottom of
I
it.
know,
yeah.
I see Tully.
I don't have
quite a bit.
theories. I did tell you
Because he
that.
doesn't think it.
I'm going to dig into that for sure.
You should go there and get to the bottom of it.
To his dad's house?
Yeah.
And sleep overnight and do like a
Yeah,
sleep
sleep
study.
in his bed.
Yeah.
And then sleep in her bed.
And see what
what's
the
really going on.
Okay.
You want to do a live broadcast from?
You should do it in the middle of the night and wake them both up and say,
Hey,
why aren't you sleeping with your
I
wife?
demand answers.
Yeah, we got to get to the bottom of this.
I think some people get to the point where they're like the only reason. I'm not saying this is my parents. I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. Where they're like, I was here basically for sex, and we're not doing that anymore. So why am I still sleeping with this person? I think that is why some older couples get to that point.
And also, why not have a room where you can go and sleep? Why do I have to sleep with this person every night?
Why live with them?
Because you like it.
Well, you can live with them, but it's having some space within the space. I feel like is healthy.
Yep. Okay.
I quite like sleeping with my wife.
Well, sounds like this morning might have changed things.
We'll never speak of that. I can't. I've actually got a pretty good streak going now because I think we've been together for like 17 years.
That's the first time.
I can't think of a real obvious. There's been like the little cute, like whoopsie, like Betty Boop farts. Those don't count.
Oh, this was a show rocker.
This was a real proper when you're all alone in the house.
Your neighbors texted you like, "Are you okay? Did you hear that?
Right,
A
exactly.
frame fell off our wall."
Right, exactly.
Got it.
Did she change her pants?
I don't know if it was her.
I
I don't
mean,
even.
Change your.
I don't even know if because I don't know if anybody
You ever
else.
fart so gnarly that you think you have to change your pants?
No comment, but
Nope.
for
Right.
sure.
But I have.
That
farted.
was the wrong question to ask. Sorry.
Did you change your keys? You probably changed her keys so she can't get in the house now, right?
Wait, you changed your car keys because you shit your pants?
No, because she blew a foghorn in the.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
And no one claimed it. How do you have something that destructive and not claim it? Seems very, very reckless.
Well, I'm saying she may have been asleep. If it was her, whoever did it, let's assume it was her, may have been asleep as it happened.
Maybe it was Iggy.
I have woken myself up farting.
Wow. Way to save the great topics for the end. We should
You've
have
never done that?
started with this. No, I'm not an animal.
Wait, what does an animal do?
I said I've woken myself up farting.
No way.
Hmm.
I put myself to sleep that way because I'm a lady.
I I've woken myself up farting. I've woken myself up with poo in the bed. I've like sneezed before and shit in a steam room.
Wow.
And then I cut the
Oh,
inside of
yikes.
my underwear off and put it in the trash. And then one time I went down to roll in. I skated the mega ramp, and then the next day I skated the YMCA, and the transitions are way tighter. And I went down the roll in first ride. I was like maybe a little bit high, and the G forces
What?
made me do a little shot and I pooped
On a pylon?
on a.
Did you poo on a pylon?
No, down a roll in.
I don't know what the spaghetti that is.
Anyway, I shit my pants then too.
Wow.
One time Tony Hawk shit his pants, and then we had to do doubles, and he did a trick over me while I was talking with poo in his pants.
Oh, God.
Shout out to Tony Hawk,
Oh, God.
my man.
Did you know? How did you find out?
He told me afterwards, and I was like, "Wait a minute, did you shit your pants before the last bit of the demo?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Dude, I did doubles with you with poopy in your pants. That's cool." I thought it was cool. That's Tony Hawk poopy, baby.
That's legendary poop.
It is, and I survived to tell the story.
Real quick before we wrap up here,
The little things in life, Jessimae.
Sounds like they're the big things.
a story out of Wales. 18 female guards were terminated for having sexual relationships with inmates in a single prison.
Probably a lot of hot inmates.
So hot.
In-
They actually
in
have
the- in
photos.
Wales?
They actually have photos of 3 of the accused. I think they're the ones who were actually charged with something, and they're shown with the inmates they just couldn't say no to.
So, are these female guards and male?
Female guards and
They're pretty well. One's
and male inmates?
One's not, but 2 are decent.
They're all pretty.
dude for Wales.
Wait, excuse me. I have a question. These, and excuse me for, this isn't a sexist. This is just a genuine curiosity. There's female guards in a male prison?
Yes.
That doesn't seem like,
What?
that just seems strange to me.
Why?
Well, because they look like very dainty women.
Yeah, but they got guns and
Yeah,
stuff.
but look at what a Welsh criminal looks like.
That's true.
They
He
can
looks
handle
like-
that boy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, so this is a juvenile prison?
He's a man.
That's not a man.
How dare you?
He is young.
That is not a man. That is a child.
Wait, he boned all of them?
No, I think he was linked to. There's
Whoa.
that guy-
That's a Tinder swindler.
one. Jennifer Gavin was linked to the child criminal we just
I'm not
saw.
boning that guy.
I just think it's very curious and interesting that there are these delicate, dainty-looking female guards.
It's like police officers. They pull you over and then they give you their number. What's wrong with that?
Not that they're not capable. It to me, it just
Have you ever had sex with a police officer?
no. Doesn't mean I want the police to fund it or anything. I just no.
Would you?
I don't know.
Right.
Is he?
If he was
Is he a
cute
nice
and-
person?
yeah,
And does he treat
yeah,
me well? And
Yeah, all that.
Is he committed and
Yeah,
loyal and
for sure.
honest?
Yeah.
No, complete bastard.
Who is this guy that you speak? Saying this is a man?
Human?
Yeah.
Not my
I
dog.
don't know about all that.
Cross the line.
Yeah, one of the cop dogs.
Yeah,
Very
I'll
loyal.
probably. I'm gonna be limited to the canine unit. It's a German Shepherd. He's my life partner. Platonic life partner.
Sure, separate beds.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I still can't get over the fact that Prince was so dainty.
You didn't know that he was small?
I knew he was small, but
You think he just played gigantic guitars exclusively?
He 112 pounds. Mm-hmm. That's so cute. It's adorable.
Would you bone him?
I don't know.
What would you want to do with Prince if you had, 4 hours?
Cook for him and let him take a nap. Sounds like his life was stressful. Make him a nice meal.
Probably try to get him off that truck that killed him.
Yeah, probably
yeah.
and steal some of his guitars for sure.
4 hours
I-
is not going to do it.
While he was asleep, I definitely would steal some stuff from his house.
Oh, wow.
You wouldn't?
No.
Lies.
I wouldn't let him sleep either.
Why not?
Because I've only got 4 hours with Prince.
What are you gonna do? What would you do?
Whatever he wanted.
All right.
But it sounds like a fun basketball game. I would play basketball with him and then maybe record a song together
That'd be fun.
and then, probably bone him.
We would have 2 totally different days. Our days could be one day. Mm-hmm. You do all that stuff, make him tired.
Yeah.
I'll make you guys lunch or dinner, depending on.
Oh, then I'll be the. Yeah, okay.
And then you can help me carry the heavy stuff out into the car.
Yeah, I'll carry him
You can steal Prince.
We'll steal Prince, not the
into my
guitar.
belly.
What about the 75-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger you saw at R&D Kitchen?
What about him?
Did you give him a role?
A roll in the hay. Do you know what movie that's from?
No, but it sucks.
Oh boy, I'm afraid it's a Sound of Music.
Roll in the hay. No, it's Terry Garr from Young Frankenstein.
No.
Great movie.
Thought it might have been the movie Jason filmed the other day.
That's what I said. Knock, knock. Roll in the hay.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. It's been great to have you here, Jessimae Peluso. Where can people find you on social media, and how do I find tickets to your comedy?
Jessimae.com for tickets to see me live. I'm back out on tour on 420.
Hell yeah.
And Sharp Tongue Podcast.
There it is.
Boom.
Thanks for being on the show. Michael, it was cool to see you too.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
It's great to see you, Tully. I'll see you in a couple hours.
Don't die!
Is that what your wife sounded like?
Pretty much. Picture a little tugboat going right behind this.
Burr, 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 burr.